Welcome into the recipe project where I take recipes that I've collected over the years and I bake them off one by one as written. This is going to be my third recipe from my school lunch days, if you will. This is another one of my favorites that I have had tucked in my recipe collection just for a few years, but I've always thought about making it. So I thought, you know what, today's the day. This is going to be school cafeteria baked Salisbury steak. I loved Salisbury steak day when I was a kid, so I cannot wait to make this. I am so excited. So this is a quick recipe. It goes together really fast, and then you just bake it off in the oven to finish it up. So first things first, mise en place, and I read my recipe. Now I'm going to get my oven going, and weirdly enough, this recipe did not say what to have your oven at, so I had to go back online and search, and so I found it's supposed to be 350. So I did my oven at 350, so now we're going to get together the ingredients for the Salisbury steak and the gravy, and we are going to get it in the oven to bake. For this recipe, we start off with 2 pounds of ground beef. So we're just going to be making the patties in one and then the gravy in the other. So the patties are going to be 2 pounds of ground beef and 2 tablespoons of onion soup mix. Now this is usually Lipton or wherever your store brand has it. So 2 tablespoons of onion soup mix, 1 tablespoon of dry minced onion, and 1/2 cup of soda crackers crushed. Soda crackers would be your saltines. I did unsalted since there's gonna be a salt in my onion soup mix. So then 1 egg. That's your binders, and 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. And a tablespoon of Worcestershire, however you say it, sauce. I get every time I say it, somebody says I said it wrong. So then we are gonna do a tablespoon of parsley. So I'll get out my parsley here, and I'm gonna take about a tablespoon of that, and I'm gonna break it up and put it in here. I love parsley, so about a tablespoon of that. I'm going to break it up, put it in. It smells so good. Okay. A tablespoon. I like to rip it rather than chop it for me. Okay, so that's about a tablespoon of parsley. So from there, I just stir this. Get this all combined together, and then I'm going to patty it out into 8 patties, and we are going to cook those on the stove until they are browned, lightly, it says, lightly browned. Okay, so I'm going to mix this up real quick, and I'm going to patty these out into 8 patties, and we'll be right back. I pattied out my 8 patties, so I mixed the ground beef mixture just until combined, because you don't want it to, if you mix it too much, it won't stay together. I've done that with meatloaf before, and it's just horrible. So I did it just until combined. I made out my patties, my 8 patties. I have them in my pan here. They are cooking just on medium-high heat. And I'm going to cook those just until they're brown, because they are going to finish baking in the oven. So we're just trying to get a little brownness on the outside for that extra flavor. And then we are going to go and put them in the pan on top of some gravy. So let's get the gravy together. Okay, so right here we are going to get this gravy going. So for this, it's again very simple. So we need 2 packages of brown gravy mix. Again, I guess it can be any that you want. So I just happen to have some McCormick here. I guess it doesn't really matter. A lot of times I get the store brand one. So I have 2. They're the about 1 ounce packages is what they said here. You know, things are a little less these days. Anyway, they're those packages of gravy. And then on top of that, we are going to go with some sour cream. This is 1 cup of sour cream. Add that in there. So this is going to be a really yummy sauce. That is going to go in the bottom and over the top of these burgers. Okay, so 1 can of French onion soup mix. So that's French onion soup, 1 can. This is the 10.5 ounce can or 10 ounce can. And then it says a 1/4 cup of water. So 1/4 cup of water, but it wants you to use that 1/4 cup of water to rinse out what's left in the can here. So don't leave anything behind. Pour that in there. And then it also wants 1 can of mushrooms sliced and undrained. So I didn't have a can. My store had this. So this is 6 ounces. They want 6 ounces. My store only had these, and this is sliced mushrooms. So my store only had sliced mushrooms in the jar. So jar it is, with the juice, undrained. So I am going to stir this all up. Let me see about my little burgers here. They're looking like they might be getting brown. So let's see. Let's see what they are. Okay, yep, we're getting brown. That's what we want. We just want a little bit of browning. That's what we want. Okay, I'm going to get these all flipped. Okay, I have those all flipped. I'm going to stir up my gravy mixture here. Okay, and then I'm going to set this aside, and I am going to wait for my burgers to get done, and then we will assemble and put it in the oven. Just assemble this. It's going to be quick. So it's half of the gravy mix. It's a little runny, but with the gravy mix, the brown gravy mix, that thickens up a little bit when it's heated. So this should thicken up. So we are going to put this in here. This half of it. And now my burgers that are browned, I'm going to put those on top. All right, so this is a 13 by 9 casserole dish, it says. So I looked online, and casserole dishes, you know, can come in any kind of glass. It could be glass or porcelain or even metal. But they said for this kind of recipe, for baking something like Salisbury steak, glass or ceramic would be the best. So I had a glass one, so this one I'm using. So they barely fit in here. As you can see, there's 8 of them. So now I have to pour the rest of the gravy on. Okay, so I pour the rest of the gravy on and try to cover them as best as I can here. And then from there, I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil, pop it in the oven. It says for 30 minutes. I'm going to check it at 20. I'm going to just check and make sure the meat is done all the way through, because remember we just browned it.
and then we are cooking it, the remaining in the oven. So you're going to want to temp your meat and make sure it is cooked completely. So I am going to pop some aluminum foil on these, put it in the oven, and bake it off for 20 minutes, and we'll be back to see what we have.
Okay, so our timer is done, so let's check and see what temperature we have and if they're ready. Meanwhile, I got some potatoes going so I can make some mashed potatoes, because what's better with Salisbury steak than mashed potatoes? So let's see what we have here. Okay, I can tell this is probably not done. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna stick it in this middle guy. Okay, well, it is reading about 150. I think we are done here. Okay. Anywhere from 145 to 160. So I believe we are done. So I'm going to let it sit. I need it to thicken up a little bit and not be as piping hot. I don't want to burn my mouth, but I'm really excited to try it. I kind of can't wait, but I can. So I will be back and we will give it a try with our mashed potatoes when they're done. Okay, it has been an excruciatingly long time, and I am so ready to try this. Hopefully it brings back all the memories and nostalgia that I'm thinking it will. I love Salisbury steak. I've actually never made it myself, which is weird. So here we go. I'm excited to try, and I hope it's as good as the ladies during lunch hour, or lunch ladies served. So kind of excited. So I'm going to start with a scoop of mashed potatoes. Try to do it like the lunch ladies used to do here. They used to always make a little divot if you wanted gravy. So here we go. I'm going to get one out here. Just right here in the corner. And I'm going to put a little bit of gravy here on the top. Make it a mess here. A little bit of gravy. You see it thickened up just enough. Okay. So that looks beautiful. I'm going to put a little bit of parsley on top just to be fancy. Why not? Just why not? It looks beautiful. Okay, let's try. Make sure to get some mushrooms. That is definitely a two-biter. That is delicious. So homey. So the onion and mushrooms reminds me of when you get a really nice steak at a restaurant and you ask for the sauteed mushrooms and onions on top. It is so delicious. And the burger held together well, not as well as hoping. When I was cooking them or browning them, they started to fall apart a little bit, and I was a little disheartened because I made sure that I did not overwork them, because I've done that so many times with meatloaf, like I've said before. So I looked online and it said that could be because there's not enough binding agents, which is the like crackers to egg ratio. But I followed the recipe. It did hold together, but when I cut it, it kind of wants to fall apart. It is super, super, super tender. It's great. I can't even like describe it. I'm just so excited about eating it. I can't wait to serve it to my family. They are absolutely going to love it. There's enough here for 2 meals. Like I said, there's 8 patties, and I serve it with mashed potatoes. I have some, actually, I gotta shut that off. Some bread, some of that brown and serve bread. I love the one from the Cheesecake Factory. That's like my favorite. So I have that in the oven. So we're gonna serve this up with some veggies, and the kiddos are gonna love it. I can't wait to share it with them, and I can't wait to share it with you. I hope you try it out. The recipe is in the description, and if you try it, please let me know. Let me know how it went, and let me know if you enjoyed it as much as I did. Have a great day, everyone. Hope to see you next time on the Recipe Project.